Howdy, folks. I'm Redneck Sage Doc. This is my best friend, Redneck Sage PT, and together we are the Redneck Sages. Today, we want to talk about something that's dear to the heart to every redneck, every sportsman, and that is chronic wasting disease in our deer herd. It's almost an epidemic. It's frightening. Now, PT is more of an expert on this disease. So I'm going to turn the floor over to him and let him share with you about chronic wasting disease in our deer herd.
Hey folks, glad to be with you again here today. As Doc said, we're going to be talking about chronic wasting disease. And first of all, I'm not a biologist or a zoologist or any of this stuff, but I've done some research on learning about what this stuff is. It's basically a misformed protein, and the proteins are broken down to build our bodies. All of our cells are built from all these macro and micronutrients that build our blood, our skin,
Proteins.
our brain cells, and that's what this chronic wasting disease does. Is it attacks the central nervous system, the brain. There's several types. One is, you've heard of the mad cow disease, and then there's one that's related to sheep. And
Even in humans.
humans can get it. The one we're talking about today is antler-bearing animals, deer,
Elk.
antelope, that sort of thing.
Even moose.
Moose too. What it does, these proteins get into the nervous system, and it more or less produces holes in there.
Lesions in the brain.
And the spinal material and the brain material gets spongy with all these holes in there. And the more holes there are, the more it builds on itself until it just destroys the nervous system of the animal.
And the animal dies. It's a fatal disorder.
There's no cure
There's no cure.
other than death.
And I, as a sportsman, as a redneck, as a country boy, I'm very concerned about the health of the deer herd in our state. Our Game and Fish Commission, they have some plans, and PT will talk about the plans that our Game and Fish Commission has to fight this epidemic. And there's many things that you also can do as a sportsman in order to protect yourself, because we hear that you can catch this chronic wasting disease from eating certain meats on the deer, but to protect yourself and to protect the deer herd. PT, what is our Game and Fish Commission doing to try to stop this disease before it becomes a full-blown epidemic and destroys our herds?
First of all, I'd like to talk a little bit about safety.
Oh, okay. Personal safety?
What you're talking about is people can get it pretty easily, really, if you consume any of the brain or the spinal cord or any of the spinal fluid. If you see a deer that's just not acting right, that's the first clue. You see deer all the time. You know what they look like, how they act. One that's acting abnormal, definitely, if you take it down, definitely don't eat it. Contact your local Fish and Game Commission, and they can come and take samples, or they may take the whole deer probably, and have it tested for that.
Okay, there's something else that I know, PT, that I've read, and I know you want to speak on it, that a lot of you think that you can cook the meat a very high temperature and get rid of this, but no, you cannot. You cannot even incinerate the carcass and destroy these prions.
Yeah, I think
1,500 degrees, almost like melting
like
steel or aluminum.
1,800 degrees or something like that, I think is what it takes to destroy that. That might not be the right temperature. It may be 2,000, maybe 1,600. I don't know, but it's way beyond anything you'd
You
cook.
Yeah.
And you're not going to reach that temperature probably on a little campfire or whatever.
No, not even in a basic incinerator.
Yeah, it's so yeah. Safety, your personal safety first, and your family safety first. And if you share the meat with somebody, their safety first. Like I said, if you see a deer acting abnormally, definitely don't eat the meat. None of it. I'm not just talking about the nervous system part. Don't eat any of it. This stuff can get in the bone marrow, in the ribs,
Yes.
and really don't know what organs it may get into. So just stay away from that.
And I suggest if you clean your own deer, even if the deer appears to be healthy, don't don't split him right down the middle of the backbone. Don't release those spinal juices onto the other meat. Be careful with that, please.
Yeah, I know
Please.
a lot of folks. You know, they kill a hog, and just what you're saying, you cut it right down the middle. You throw half of it on the fire to cook it, and that's going to release all that spinal fluid all over the place, and you're not going to cook it, incinerate it dead. So
Yeah, you're not going to kill that prion.
what the state is, they've been tracking this for a number of years. I think it's like a couple of decades.
A couple decades now when it first appeared in the U.S.
And it's they didn't actually know until very recently how widespread it's gotten.
Was it 2 years ago that they first discovered it in a free-ranging deer in our state?
I don't remember.
Not very long ago.
Yeah, it's not very long ago. And the plan right now for this year is not to have any baiting in, I think they call it Section 10, which is basically up in the northwest, and it covers 10 counties.
Mm-hmm.
And that's isolated where they're not going to allow any baiting of deer, where deer will congregate to bait. And also they're going to test a lot more deer than they have been, and the only way to do that is kill them. So the state is actually going to be killing a lot more deer and
Yes.
testing them. In addition to that, if there's a deer found not in but near the
Zone.
the no baiting zone, then that will be included in the no baiting zone, effective immediately, and a 10-mile radius around that zone.
Yes.
So it's good if you stay up on what's happening with that. Just go to Arkansas Game and Fish Commission.com, and it's all over the place.
Yes.
On that.
Also, I spoke with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission in Little Rock yesterday, asking about check stations around other areas in the state. Well, the chronic wasting disease seems to be heavily in the northwest part of the state right now, as PT said. But the Arkansas Game and Fish is planning on having check stations around the state where you can bring deer and have them tested. Now, the lady at the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, Little Rock, they have not established where these check stations will be, or the process, or they're going to swab your carcass, or whether they're going to take part of the brain, or whether they're going to take your whole carcass. It's ongoing. It's almost August. Even though it's hot as hell, bow season is right around the corner. So they are quickly moving to get these plans in place. Please follow all the recommendations that the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission has, and plus add your own precautions. This is extremely important, as PT said, about your family safety, your safety, your family safety, your friends' safety that you may share to meet with. And it's also about preservation of our hunting culture. This could get so bad that hunting deer in Arkansas absolutely disappears.
It may come to, hopefully not, but it may come to just totally wiping out the deer herd.
Yes, totally slaughtering the herd.
All of them.
But then the scientists really don't know how long the prion stays in the ground or on the grass or wherever it may be. They're studying this, but for both I and PT, we're concerned. We're extremely concerned. we're not putting their faith in the game commission, so we are calling them and writing them letters, and also the University of Arkansas has done studies in cooperation with other universities around the United States and other states that have the disease. So I suggest you also, if you're a hunter, if you're a sportsman, if you love deer hunting, if it's an important part of your life, hell, if it rules your life, and that's what you look forward to every autumn, stay on the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission's butt, but in a polite way. Move them forward. Call your state representatives.
Get involved.
Get involved.
Be part of the process.
Be part of the process.
Stay informed. Stay up on what's happening.
Yes. Help save our deer herd and our culture.
You're going to want to know if a positive comes up in the county over, because everybody knows that a deer found over in another county, they're going to come to your county, and your deer's going to go to their county.
They don't know county lines or state lines.
Safety's number one. I'm kind of disappointed in the no baiting. I hope that it doesn't come to where we are. Even statewide, bow hunting is what I do, and you need to have a deer pretty close, and 40 yards, 50 yards like max, and you need the deer close. You need to be able to bring them in. It ain't like I'm hunting with a Remington 700 and reach out over there into the next county and kill their deer over there. I got to get them up close, and the best way to do that is with bait. Best way I found, anyways.
Yeah.
And you got 2 or 3 or 4 deer right there, and you pick the one you want. And it makes it a little easier doing it that way. So, for me, as long as we're not making the disease worse, more widespread, I like to bait, food plots and whatnot. And it's, as far as I'm concerned, trying to get at least 1 or 2 deer in my freezer every year. I'd like to be able to keep baiting. But if it goes statewide, you can't bait, you can't bait. So.
Yes. Do follow. If you're in zone 10, if whatever the no baiting zone, don't bait. Be careful. I'm concerned that that the scientists really don't know the origin of these diseases, whether it's in cattle or sheep or deer or elk, goats. It's pigs. I think it's an overpopulation. We're getting less range for deer. People are moving out in the country, and deer are getting pushed. Well, in England, they found out that the spread of mad cow disease through all their herds over there is because they don't have much land and they crowd cattle on the land. I think spreading of the disease in Arkansas may be the same thing. You get so many deer in the same place, and one has it, and then all of a sudden all of them have it.
Yeah, one has it, then 100 have it.
Yes.
1,000 have it.
Yes.
It's a epidemic, or on the verge of an epidemic, like you started out with.
Yes, sir.
We need to try to help us. We need to try to help cut back on the disease.
Yes, slow it down. Work with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. Work with your hunting club. Work with your buddies. For God's sake, please be careful with deer meat. Even if the deer looks healthy, please be careful. We don't want anybody in our state or anybody in any state. We don't want anybody to catch this.
Absolutely. I know a lot of people like a neck roast. Just cut the head off, cut the neck off the shoulders, and cook the neck roast.
Yes.
That spinal cord is running right straight through that, and there's going to be fluid there. And this is the United States of America, and if you want to eat a neck roast,
go right ahead.
By God, eat a neck roast.
But don't whine if you get the disease.
And for God's sake, your kids, man.
Please.
And women. I know there's a lot of women deer hunters out there too. God bless them.
Oh yes, God bless them. But y'all be careful. Y'all be careful, and follow the state rules for now. If you're a biologist in the state of Arkansas and you think you can help, volunteer your time. You don't have to get paid for this, especially if you want to preserve the hunting culture in Arkansas or any other state you're in. If you're smart, volunteer your time. Help stop this epidemic before it kills people and destroys our redneck culture.
And just one more point. Naturally, this is not just in Arkansas. We're not talking about just Arkansas. We're talking about Montana and Colorado and Tennessee and South Carolina and it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. There's websites that are to help you track the disease, let you know whether it's in your state or not. Just Google chronic wasting disease USA, and you will read, oh my God, or Google the chronic wasting disease in your state, and you'll read what's going on. Stay abreast of the facts.
The Game and Fish Commission or whatever state you're in.
Yes, go to the local office. Stop the game warden and ask him if you see him.
Stop the game warden. That's an excellent idea. He'll know way more than what we know about it.
Yes.
Hopefully he will.
Hopefully. Sign us off.
All right, guys. I guess we're going to wrap it up today. This has been Doc and PT, Redneck Sages. Hope y'all enjoy the video and try to remember what we talked about and help out any way you can. Look for us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Email us anytime you want to. Comment on the video. We look forward to any comments any of you guys might have.
Please share our videos too.
So we can get better.
Yes.
If you guys have any topics, let us know.
Let us know.
And we started out political. We'll be back on political topics, but we're going to talk about things that mean the most to us guys, redneck country boys, and that's what we're all about.
That's what we're all about. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for sharing our videos. Thank you for commenting. Keep safe. Redneck Sages, over and out.
Take care. Bye, y'all.
Bye.